to make a quick video.
176th Avenue Northeast toward
While
Northeast Woodinville Duval Road.
running an errand.
Onto Northeast
So if I
Duval Road.
Google the
Continue for 3
map
miles.
instructor interrupts, I apologize. Anyway, I want to talk to you today about, actually, let me just pull over. I'm going to talk to you about, I'm frustrated because I talked to the FBI again yesterday after they called me regarding a post, which I thought was rather ridiculous. But what I'm actually upset about is, IAM, the Institute, is completely capable of handling these interactions and, if necessary, prosecutions or court, whatever that happened. The truth is, we do everything in the open, in public, openly, according to law, following the law, and very specifically doing so. Despite the fact that the FBI would like to cast us at times, or any other people, as doing one thing or the other. And I usually go to these meetings enthusiastically, want to explain our position, understand our objectives, etc. But and not insulting these guys, but I mean, they're cops, right? These are not lawyers. They're not certainly not constitutional lawyers. And what bothers me is that I'm sitting there trying to talk to the guy, and you can't have a conversation. I mean, you can try, but you can't have a meaningful conversation because basically you're talking past each other. I would, so in the future, we're just going to demand that we have, happily me will demand that there's someone senior level there from the legal side to be able to process it. And it's frustrating because I recognize that this guy who's, FBI, they're not slouches or anything. The younger guy was quite good by the way. They became younger and older now. And they're not slouches or they're not incompetents at all. They're used to following down issues, and we don't necessarily disagree with their ambition. I mean, right now their primary concern is that they can use social media to catch people who will commit spontaneous acts of violence. And since spontaneous acts of violence serve no interest, it certainly doesn't serve the conservative side, organized acts of protest, rebellion, or even going from rebellion to civil war, those are things that are useful, but they're not useful when you just do random acts of violence against people. That's just foolish. I understand the frustration because that's what happened during the build-up to the BLM thing, because it was just so one-sided application of the law, but that's a different problem to solve from saying that spontaneous violence is a good thing. Anyway, so I understand with their objectives, but you don't go to a bunch of intellectuals who work on legal reform, constitutional reform, and who do research online by running the King of the Hill games, and just with some guy who's an ordinary cop. I mean, they haven't got the background to talk to it. So basically, the guy is talking to me for quite a while, talking to me, and he's basically saying, "So you support violence?" So I think that's a stupid fucking question. I mean, especially for a guy who's an epistemologist and says, "Well, violence is a resource like any other. If you put violence to the pursuit of justice, in other words, police and fire and whatever, and military, then of course it's immoral. But if you're using it for immoral purposes, then of course it's immoral. Of course, it's illegal." So I mean, they try to play these stupid freaking games with you, they're like your kindergartners. Now, again, so I'm reinforcing this iteratively, but the basic complaint is that it's like we have cops out there who don't know the law that abuse ordinary people. We've got even the FBI out there who don't know the law that are abusing not so ordinary people. And I'm just tired of our people being abused. I'm tired of them being abused by the law, by the courts, by laws, by legislation that shouldn't exist, which was everything to do with the divorce and in other words, everything to divorce and child support and alimony and no fault, all that nonsense, and the destruction of the family. That's terrible. That's terrible law. It's empirically failed across the board. The same is true for the civil rights movement law. I mean, it's failed across the board. Busing, education, it's been a catastrophe. So I could go on and on. And then, of course, the one that bothers most businessmen is involuntary association. We can't we can't voluntarily disassociate from people. So there's all this body of laws that have failed catastrophically due to usual American utopian nonsense or leftist activism, one or the other or both. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What are your fucking problem is? Jesus. So, in any event, I'm like, okay, well, if they're doing this to guys like me, who I'm happy to, I argue in cases in court all the time, it's no problem. What are they doing to ordinary people? Because I'm tired of our ordinary people being screwed. They're screwed by like I said, the courts, the legislatures. They're screwed by the policy that has ruined the economy. They're screwed by an education simply because we can't give IQ tests. I mean, they're screwed along the whole way, and I'm just tired of it. And I understand they're tired of it, and I want to reform. I want to bring about a peaceful reform. But if guys like me can't actually work because we're dealing with, I don't want to call these guys nitwits, but they're talking to me above their pay grade, right? What does this mean except it's perfect, absolute evidence that we're on the edge of justifiable collapse because the range of elites has gotten so far out of hand that their ignorance of the law, a law which is now arbitrary and vast and all but incomprehensible. Sorry, I'm just watching these trucks go by trying to run me over. And it's just absurd. And so I'm sorry that I'm sharing this with so much emotion, but I'm actually frustrated. It's not frustrated for me. I'm frustrated for our people. I'm frustrated for me and my organization only in the sense that we're trying to solve this problem so we don't have a civil war. And yet these idiots are trying to put us in a position, and excuse me, I explained to these poor idiots that, look guys, you aren't capable of solving this problem. You're only capable of exacerbating it, and you're doing it right now by talking to me in this manner. What you're not doing, what you're looking at people who are, despite our limited resources and small numbers, one of the only intellectually productive conservative/libertarian groups working on anything technical that's able to solve this problem in a organized and legal fashion. And I'm just ready to have steam come out my ears. Anyway, thank you for listening. Our people have had enough. I've had enough, and we all together need to end this persecution of our people by a bureaucracy that is operating at Peter principle, beyond its capacity at all levels, because they lack a system of measurement, which is what we of course supply, that allows us to constrain these nitwits to what they're capable of doing and what humans are capable of doing by rational incentives. All right, I love you all. Thanks for listening to my tirade. Bye-bye. If I can figure out how to turn this thing off now.